My name is Paige. I'm a 30-year-old office worker. I married my husband John 3 years ago. After my father-in-law passed away, my husband and I started living together with my mother-in-law. Since my husband is an only child, my mother-in-law is attached to him. She calls him cute little John, from dawn to dusk. I'm so fed up with listening to her say that every day. But well, I guess John is not that bad. Saying his mother is the best in the world, and his mother is the best. Before we started living with my mother-in-law, my husband and I had quite a good relationship as a couple, I would say. However, ever since we started living with her, I feel like an outsider, so I don't feel at ease. But actually, I have a more serious problem compared to this. Actually, my father back home got sick, and he is in and out of the hospital a lot. During the weekends, I make time to go visit my parents in their house, but...
Paige, don't tell me you're thinking of visiting your parents again this weekend. You just visited them the other week.
I'm sorry, my father is currently very sick, so I want to be by his side as much as I can. My mother-in-law doesn't like the fact that I visit my parents back home almost every week.
You come home from work very late during the weekdays, so you're not doing anything to help in the house. Since you married my son, this is now your home. Understood?
I'm sorry. I don't understand why she's complaining about me not doing any chores at home, because I always clean the house and do the laundry every day before I head off to work, and I also cook dinner after coming home from work. As for the chores during the weekends, I think it'll be nothing more than just to cook for both John and his mother.
That's right, Paige. Since you are my wife now, your job is to stay in our house.
My job is to stay in the house. What era is he even talking about? I'm doing what I need to do around the house, so I want them to at least allow me to freely meet my father. I mean, more importantly, don't they feel at least a little bit of worry or sympathy? Well, that's what I thought, but I'll be in more trouble if they don't let me visit my parents. So whenever I need to go visit my parents, I try to convince them every single time.
To marry such a selfish wife. John, you got the short end of the stick.
Even when my mother-in-law spats those words at me, my husband never rescues me from his mother. Instead, he says the following.
Well, Mom is right. I chose the wrong wife. I guess I got the wrong end of the stick. If I find a second one, I hope I'll be lucky next time around.
A second one? He wasn't the kind of person who said stuff like this when we just got married. John used to be a very kind husband who always took care of me. However, ever since we started living together with his mother, it seems like John has changed into a different person. In my head, I thought of 7 letters: divorce. But right now, my priority is my father. In the meantime, I put up with it and let it pass. But then one day, about a year after living this kind of life, my father passed away and went to heaven. It felt like a hole appeared in my heart. However, instead of comforting me, my husband and mother-in-law said something rude to me.
Paige, when are you going to stop being in that cowardly state? It has already been a week since the funeral, so stop being depressed and get back up.
That's right, Paige. You don't need to go visit your parents in their house anymore, so we'll make sure that you do the chores here properly.
I was speechless after hearing these insensitive comments.
That's right. You finally have the time to do what wives do.
That's right. Now that your father's not here anymore, I feel relieved.
What did he just say? He feels relieved that he's not here anymore? Do these people even realize what they're saying? Hey, how could you say such things? How dare you say that about my beloved father? I've been holding everything in until this point. Both of you have been making such rude comments about me and my parents. Get a hold of yourselves. When I talked back to them, my mother-in-law got angry, even though I'm the victim and she's the offender.
What? Holding it in? We're the ones who have been holding it in. You're my son's wife, but you're rarely in the house, and you do whatever you want. I'm glad that this is finally over.
We're going out of our way to treat you kindly, but why are you talking back to us like that? You should be the one getting a hold of yourself.
What? What is wrong with these people? I was completely pissed off, so then I locked myself in my room and spent most of my time alone. I guess it's impossible now to continue living with them. And that's what I thought at that time. But I couldn't bring myself to rise from the shock of losing someone I love. Days passed and then weeks. A few weeks later, At my parents' house, my mother and my sister, who is 5 years older than me, worked in the procedures regarding the inheritance that our father left us. Investing is one of my father's hobbies, so we didn't expect this, but he has left a hefty amount of inheritance money. And since I am one of the daughters, it seems like I'll be able to receive quite a high amount. But I don't want inheritance money. All I wanted was for him to live longer. Not considering and not minding what I've been through, my husband and his mother are living in their universe, calling each other my cute little Johnny and Mommy. One day, my husband and his mother went to the mall. When they arrived home, they were carrying plenty of shopping bags with them. Whoa, that's plenty of shopping. Are those all luxury brand items? Why do you have those with you? What the two of them brought home are all from luxury brands? I wonder how much they spend on these designer bags and clothes. I was very worried about our finances, so I asked John how much they were, to which he replied,
Hey, Paige! Your father saved up a lot of money, right? You're also going to receive a portion of the inheritance, right?
Huh? Well, right, but... Hearing my response, my mother-in-law then said,
Oh, yes. I told you. We're so lucky. With this, we'll be able to do as much shopping as we want.
What? Lucky? What in the world are they talking about? I had no idea what they were talking about. My brain went empty and I looked very confused. While the two of them are excitedly talking about renovating the house and also buying a new car. Wait a minute, what? Are they counting on my father's inheritance to pay for all of this? You've got to be kidding me. Mrs. Johnson, my father's inheritance is mine. Then John gave a suspicious look.
Huh? What are you saying? Yours is mine, and of course your money is my money, right?
Yes, that's right. Since you married into our family, of course the rights will be ours.
What? Since when did I become their possession? However, the two of them didn't realize, or if they did, they didn't mind that I was angry, because they were on cloud 9.
Inheritance money is the best. I'm so glad that your father passed away.
You're right. Thanks to that, we're now filthy rich. Woohoo! Inheritance money is the best.
Ugh, they're glad? It's the best? How could they say that? I couldn't hold my anger in anymore. Because of the amount of anger in my heart, all the sadness that I've been feeling were all washed away out into this Pacific Ocean. Get a hold of yourselves. My father did not pass away just so you can lavishly spend his hard-earned money. However, my words didn't seem to reach the ears of these two on cloud 9.
My cute little Johnny, I want to go to Hawaii.
Hawaii, that sounds great. We should go to a travel agency right away.
I can tell that they are planning to spend lavishly. Ugh, this is a hopeless case. I can't deal with the stupid mother and son. Leaving behind the mother and son who have high expectations, I walked out the door and slammed it shut because I didn't want to see their overly happy state for the wrong reasons. That night, when the anger has simmered away, the shopping bags with the products still inside the bags were all scattered all over the living room. I can't believe they bought all this luxury brand stuff. There's no way I'm paying for them. While I was complaining and letting steam off again, I cleaned up the area and put away the wrapping paper and receipts. I then noticed something strange. The clothes that John bought were mostly from brands where young women go to buy. I don't think my mother-in-law will buy such clothes because they're a bit too young for her. Most of the clothes look like they're meant for younger women. You've got to be kidding me. Is this what I think it might be? So the next day, I went to a detective agency and requested an investigation. I then found out that my suspicions were spot on. John was having an affair with a younger woman from work. That bastard! I can't believe he's been enjoying himself while I was having the most difficult time of my life. He even uses his wife's money to buy stuff for his secret lover? What in the world is he even thinking? I had no feelings of love left for my husband anymore. There's nothing left but hate and rage. I was depressed these past few weeks, so I haven't really done anything about him. But because of this, I'm more motivated now. Since it has come to this, I will make sure that he regrets what he did to me. And with that said, I decided to take my revenge on my husband and mother-in-law. After that, my husband and mother-in-law continued to buy plenty of stuff using their credit cards. While looking at them do that, I was preparing for my revenge. You better brace yourselves. Then, the long-awaited critical day arrived. I'm going to invite the two of you to a special place. Hearing those lines, both of them thought that I'd take them to a special restaurant.
Oh my, really? That's very thoughtful of you, Paige. I'm so excited.
Huh? You're inviting us somewhere? It's unusual for you to do this for us. What do you think I should wear? Maybe a suit and tie?
They were in Cloud 9 again, and soon we arrived at the place. It's actually around here. I then walked inside a building on the street that is lined with rows and words of office buildings.
Hey, all I see are just plain old office buildings. I thought we were going to a restaurant.
Huh? This is where I wanted to invite you to. I stopped in front of a door of a certain lawyer's office. There's a sign saying Panicle Lawyer's Office. All right, please come over here. When I pushed the door open, a lawyer in his 40s were waiting for us.
Pleased to see you. I am a lawyer of Panicle Office.
The lawyer handed John a business card. My husband gave me a confused look.
Huh? A lawyer? Why are we here?
I've been thinking about clarifying things up. Lately, you've been spending money quite lavishly, but I wonder if you can actually afford all those spendings. My husband and mother-in-law stared at me, puzzled by what I was saying.
Huh? You're asking us if we can afford... What are you saying? But you have inheritance money.
But, well, my inheritance money is my inheritance money, and...
What are you saying, you stupid daughter-in-law? If you receive an inheritance from your parents, that will of course belong to my husband too, right? Also, I'm your parent too, so I also have the right.
These two really are misunderstanding this. Since it doesn't seem like you understand it, I'll leave it to the expert to explain it to you, okay?
Well, as a conclusion, the two of you do not have the right to inherit.
What an excellent lawyer. He started by saying the conclusion first. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
Why?
Both of them froze because of shock.
The inheritance from Ms. Page's father can only be inherited by his direct family. Since you are not related to his family, you, of course, do not have the right to receive inheritance. Also, Ms. Page is seeking divorce.
Hearing what the lawyer said, John's face turned pale.
What? Why?
That's right, because I can't live together with the two of you, because you're both insensitive. Besides, even after I'm gone, you'll be fine, right, John? Because you have another lover. Don't tell me that you're just with me because you're after my money. Such a one-sided convenience shouldn't be, right?
My cute little Johnny. What does she mean by another lover?
Based on the results of the investigation, Mr. John Johnson is having a love affair. So the reason why Mrs. Page wants a divorce is clear. Because of that, we will of course request compensation from you.
Both my husband and his mother were flustered because of the straightforward explanation by the lawyer.
But Paige, the affair was just a fleeting lapse of fancy. Please forgive me.
That's right, Paige. We're family, aren't we? It's just right that you share some of your inheritance, right?
What? What in the world is she saying? She has never treated me like family, and never in a million years will I ever look after my cheating husband. All right, now, that's settled. We'll get a divorce. If you have anything else to say to me, you can do that through my lawyer.
Paige, please, at least pay for the credit card bill for this month.
Does he think I'm stupid that I will pay for his impulse purchases? I walked out of the room while the two of them continued to complain. I will never go back to that house ever again. Farewell to the two of them. I feel refreshed. After that, with the help of the lawyer, I was able to get divorced. As for John, who bought a new car and even started renovating their house, his payment was not only delayed, but he also had to pay alimony to me, so he instantly ended up knee-deep in debt. His boss and colleagues found out that he had an affair with one of his co-workers, and he got fired. Of course, his love also dumped him. He couldn't find his next job, so he started working as a day laborer. However, he started to get addicted to alcohol and gambling, so he ended up getting chased down by debt collectors. As for my mother-in-law, she started doing part-time jobs, but because of her bad personality and her negligence of her work, she gets fired after a few days no matter what kind of work she does. I heard that now, my ex-husband and his mother sold their house, and they are currently living in a shabby and dingy apartment. They seem to be huddled together and live miserable these days. As for me, I came back to my parents' house, and I am currently living together with my mother and my older sister. As for the inheritance money that my father left for us, we decided that our mother would use it so that she could live freely. It might feel lonely living without my father, but I would like to learn my mom's secret to living a very long time.
It's about half a month now since your father passed away, but your father is still alive and healthy inside my heart.
You're right, Mom, and he'll probably get angry if all I feel is lonely.
Don't worry, because Dad will always be by our side. Right now, he is. Look, he's even smiling behind you right now.
What?
Just kidding.
Jokes turn into something other than a joke.
Phoebe, when you're here every day, I feel very happy and I feel truly blessed. You truly are my cute daughters, no matter how much you've grown. I guess I should live longer for your father. And for you, my precious daughters as well.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!